I was invited by Martin and Paul to travel overland to the Sahara, through Morocco in the west, Libya in the east, and through Algeria in the middle. These 3 journeys took place over 5 years, between 2005 and 2010. As a filmmaker, I was keen to take a camera along to document my experiences. When the region came to the attention of the world media as a result of the Arab Spring, I wanted to make a film that celebrated the region, showing the countries in a different light from the mainstream media. This is that film. We were joined by Martin's youngest son, Jack, on our first visit. It was my first time in Africa. The other 3 had been to Morocco once before.
What's his name? Fununu. Khalid Fununu.
Oh, puppy dog eyes. Can you do puppy dog eyes, mine? Very good. Paul, can you do puppy dog eyes?
That's more of a Labrador, that. No, sorry, Rottweiler.
Can you do puppy dog eyes?
Nope.
No. I've lost the dog. The dog is gone.
It's right here.
Behind me. She's not used to having a good punch, does it? Doesn't like the camera. Is it all?
No, it's stone cold.
Is it? I just wondered why it's wrapped in paper like chips.
It's just found in the bin.
Oh,
They're
shit.
fortune cookies.
I think it's potato. Oh no, it's sweet.
It's like almondy
Toenails.
toenails, battered
And bruised.
battered almond cake, isn't it? Doesn't taste very nice.
These are amazing. Standing in the middle of the display. We go right? I think I know where we've come from. That takes us back out to the square anyway. Yeah, we've come in from one corner and that takes us out around the corner, I would say.
We'll have to go left at the end there to get to the square, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already done one corner. This is the first corner we've done.
Or you just retrace on. Oh yeah.
Was the only one who ever thought that he would not succeed. He couldn't wrap his head around his talent and he just gave up. He couldn't please himself and so he whipped and shelved his ambitions. He could not
Merci beaucoup. C'est le piste de Marrakech.
Bonjour. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien, monsieur. Vous? Pardon. Merci.
Non, non. What is it that's going on? They seem to be being raced down the hill.
I think they're trying to keep with us rather than beat us because they can keep asking for stuff. It's an event, isn't it? I suppose you live up here. I don't know how many foreign cars come down here.
Sure.
Like the circus has come to town, isn't it?
This is the most stingiest circus they probably know.
I'll play the guitar for them later.
Oh, like I said, it's the most stingiest circus ever.
And I wanna be what I'll never see, the memories you made without me. 'Cause hard as I try, I'll never pry those images from my head. Why couldn't we lay sleeping dogs lie? Phantom of delight.
Go! You only got the first half of the car, the second half still here.
I did wonder. It's pretty rotten underneath. And that's saying something in the desert.
You could make me forget, but maybe inspire
Straight on. Straight on, yeah, straight on.
heights of love.
I'm just leaving Tata, driving out east, and we'd stopped to have some lunch. A local chap came running up saying his car had broken down, so they towed him back to town. And now he's invited us in to share some bread and these dips, which are orange and lime, and a really fantastic, bit like marmalade.
Delicious.
And he's just showing us some hospitality, I think. Very kind of him.
Le chai, Maroc.
Really?
130 km. 130 km. Et c'est Erika, 180 km.
180 right round
140 تونت وزدي بيست
Oui. C'est
بلا
blank on the lake.
Erika.
Can you think what's safest? Secure?
Secure.
Secure?
Maybe Jack, without these sort of experiences, might have assumed that somebody of an Arab extraction, colouring, appearance may not be friendly because of all the media and hype that we see at home. At least he's seen another side of it, and perhaps the opportunity to broaden his horizons and appreciate other people a little better.
I'm a little bit embarrassed and ashamed to admit that I was probably in that situation actually, that I was...
Quite, no, I don't think you can't be any different with the amount of anti-Arab media hype, whether it's voluntary or propaganda orientated release from governments or whatever, however it appears. The very fact that we're almost conditioned to assume that they're not trustworthy is a little unfair. And here we are looking at Moroccans. I mean, that's a very small part of the Arab nation, the Arab world. We can't assume that we can judge everybody in the same way. We can't assume that everybody's the same.
On our second journey, we are joined by Martin's eldest son, Tom, and my girlfriend, Teresa.
You grip my lobster claw, the sideshow crowd abated. Your mermaid tail shone in the sun behind the kettle corn. Our love was consummated. Two fish people became one. Now it's another day, we're in another city. People come to laugh and stare like clockwork. The twins fight because one gets too shitty and the drum gets shared. Oh, we've got to get out of here, and I've got a plan. Tonight we'll disappear. Take it on the land.
One of our first stops in Libya is the town of Nalut, where the old town has been abandoned and a new town has been built alongside it. This was the same in Gadames and Gahat, two other towns in western Libya. I never discovered why these old towns were not demolished, although I'm pleased that they weren't. They offer a unique insight into what life must have been like. Ironically, in Gadames, the people in the town still visit the old town in the high temperatures of summer, as the sheltered and shady pathways are more effective at keeping cool than modern air-conditioned buildings.
These are sacks here that would have been filled with olives.
Okay.
Heaps up here on this straddle here. And then this beam would be lowered down under tension. And the rope would be wrapped round a bar
And wound.
and then wound. The other side shows it better if you can see that across there, James.
So you've got two
So there's a heap of bags under there full of olives.
Yeah.
And then the olives are squeezed by lowering that beam down under tension and the rope pulled down, squeezing, and the oil would run out between the weave of the sacks.
So what's the purpose of this?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's two. I would guess that's the virgin, or the extra virgin, and then the remainder will be put in there and pressed hard.
That's just for
That's just for flora, yeah, whereas this is for the salad oils.
In Libya, we had to be accompanied by a guide. He took us further west, towards the Idian Mazoug sand sea, one of the Sahara's largest oil fields, and home to many ergs, or what we'd call sand dunes.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
It's your dinner.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Typical Libyan food?
Slowly,
Yeah.
not too much time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Tommy, got your arms covered? Yeah, I'm sure they'll be.
Starry sky.
After lunch, just felt that my friend is
Tyres?
mistake.
Hello?
So I thought you was way beyond. Okay.
No, we're just, well, around you.
Stuck.
Stuck.
Maybe.
They're coming alongside you.
Yeah.
Can't talk and drive.
Hello? Don't drive in the same tracks. Okay, roger that.
Hold on to your hands. Just use some twigs in front. Woo! You alright? And look, more.
You're having fun, Martin.
Oh yes. I am having a whale of a time.
Is this the reason you bought this car, Martin?
No, this is not the reason I bought this car. This car is a practical family transporter with uses for me on the farm. And they were the main considerations. Just I can't believe the amount of concentration I need just to maintain forward motion. Never mind about Paul in front who's leading the way and making it easy for me.
Now's not a time for me to ask you about your political opinions.
I think Gaddafi is very lucky to have a country like this. And very nice chap for letting us come here and play.
Do you find that exciting, James?
I did actually, yeah.
It's not uncool to admit it.
No, it was a toss-up between exciting and shitting my pants.
That's kind of the nature of excitement.
It's the fine line, isn't it?
That is most fun I've had in a long time, I must admit. It takes a lot of concentration.
What do you think, Tess?
I don't know where I'm going for pee tonight. Or later. Because it'll probably be more than one time. No, it's great. It's really, really cool.
Peste.
Oui, c'est
Plat. Goudron rien.
C'est bon.
Plat.
C'est plat. Right, it's as smooth as a button ball.
Want to try it slower? We're probably about, I don't know, 20 k's away from the Algerian border, and the shock absorbers decided to pack up. So we've stopped to do some repairs.
How did you find new shocks or? Well, a bit buried. It's probably. Bringing the goats for a drink.
I think he's bringing them here for shade.
Can somebody else take a goat, please? Every time I take one out, they just come back really loud. Do not move!
Two more, Jack. You used to have 5.
One more after this one. What are you doing? Come on, come on! My new friend.
You got it? Okay, mind your head. Okay.
He's counting them and he's got one missing. Yes.
We're on the Moroccan-Algerian border. The two countries have been at war with one another for years, and I don't see why the fuck they even bother, because there's nothing here of any worth. Land is really arid, can't grow anything here. It looks the same, it's been this way for absolutely miles, and the roads are so crap that Paul's just bust the shock absorber. The mountains you can see behind are Algeria, and quite frankly they are not a lot to shout about. And what's sort of slightly laughable is that to defend it, Morocco has some toothless soldier, 70-year-old soldier, sat on a military outpost over there, asking for presents to basically tell you to just always stick to the left-hand side, because the fact that there's landmines and Algerian people willing to shoot at you from elsewhere. So I hope that's given you a fairly good impression of the kind of arsehole of Morocco that we've come to. And well, I think it probably has.
You know, this says to me a distinct lack of security. That this is relatively recent, and that whilst it's obviously been refurbished recently, it actually says to me that there is a reason for it being here and it could potentially be used. And we are close to the Algerian border, it isn't very far away. Mountains 7 kilometres away to that side are in Algeria. The pass into the Arcticus to the south is closed because of an Algerian conflict with land. I think this potentially is relatively easily fortified, and I think it's probably meant to be that. A little alarming.
can hear the comments as soon as this gets back to mum.
مع مكان وقال يوم هالقاف
وينهم؟
شو يستوى عمر
وين؟ هم مشلون.
Thank you.
ايش في بما؟
2 seconds.
عدلنا مولاي لا مش موجود.
تريبل وين
مو هذا الشرط.
ايه
ما شدها حفيظة.
So, 5 days here. How much gas oil do we need?
Yeah.
سووا قاعد
Maximum 140 liters.
شحال combien de litres pour 100 kg?
How many litres a kilometre?
Yeah.
Miles to a gallon.
Yes, 25 miles to the gallon.
We'd have to work it out.
That litres, that's kilometres per litre, isn't it?
Putting in a pipe 700 kilometres long from north of Insala down to Tamanrasset to take water down there. So 700 kilometres, that's a long day's driving. The size of the trench they're digging, the diameter of the pipe must be 6 foot. There's a huge volume of water they're going to be shifting.
I know death was not your objective, but setting sail was your directive. So don't give me your pleading look. It's your fault we are forsook.
Oh, you said on the way down here that you were really excited about the Hogger. What did you mean when you said that? Why particularly the Hogger Mountains that excites you?
Just some of the photos I've seen, sort of strange shapes and things that emerged here, I suppose, because of the weather conditions and the nature of the rock. Very different to the Atlas Mountains in Morocco, which are much more sort of alpine looking. You see at the moment, if you look around, the bit we're driving through at the moment, it's more like driving around in a quarry, but I think we should start to see some stone pillars, things of that sort, when we get higher.
And what is it that's created those?
As far as I know, they're the plugs that were left inside the volcano, where the outside of the volcano just eroded away over millennia.
A lot of people, when they think of the Sahara, wouldn't necessarily be thinking of the Hogger Mountains. So, what was like, apart from this sort of the photographic and visual appeal, what was there an appeal from a driving sense as well? Does it hold the same appeal as the
Especially, it was. I've always liked, despite the fact I keep coming to the Sahara, I actually really like mountains. Whether it's the Alps or the Pyrenees or the Atlas, I don't know, just the scenery. I think you get bridge, some of the stone pillars we're talking about. So no, I think the dramatic scenery, the way the light is on it, and the fact that they're kind of laid bare here, that there's very little vegetation growing over them, unlike the European mountains.
Can you remember the time when you first really encountered those images?
Not specifically the Olga, that was probably only 10 years ago, I suppose, but I think Sahara in general is to do with old war films and things, watching as a kid, I think. Ice Cold in Alex, films like that got me kind of interested in this part of the world.
Now our hull has been dashed on the cliffs, and our crew made off with all our skiffs. We boldly draw our final breath. We shan't live to starve to death. If hopes had sailed for uncharted waters, seeking golden kings, virtuous daughters, so while you can raise a mug full of coffee, but sooner or later we'll meet in the locker. If hopes had sailed for uncharted waters, seeking golden kings, virtuous daughters, so while you can raise a mug full of coffee, 'cause sooner or later we'll meet in the locker.
It's a little bit before 6 o'clock in the morning, and we've come to shoot the sunrise. I'm so unfit. I hope this is worth it. Did you get the shots you wanted?
Yeah, I think I did. Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Shooting mode, natural,
Natural, right, option mode, portrait, landscape, sport, night, sunsets, snow, beach, museum, party, flower, text, anti-movement.
none of those.
Automatic. Right. High speed shooting, continuous quality, ISO.
Right, can you put it on manual and change the aperture? Can you do that?
Is that the ISO?
No.
No, I don't think so. Manual. There's one thing down before. Exposure compensation, white balance. Here we go, so on the manual bit.
Exposure compensation is probably what it's called.
It's a plus and minus.
Yeah.
And I want to go to.
You want to go to minus by about 3 stops. Probably tell the interest of that.
Yes. I see. Thank you.
Closes her eyes and sings.
You had another run-in with a French tourist man.
Yeah, I had a quick word with him. I told him what I thought. Unfortunately, his English wasn't that good.
Bad chick, crazy eating rum off a bench. She shuffles the streets late every night. Making the kids wet their beds with pride when she died.
So what's going on, Martin?
What do you mean, what's going on? Do you know anything about cars? I'm filling up with diesel.
Why are you only filling up with this much diesel? Or is there a problem here with stuff? Or?
No problems at all. We don't need any more than a good tank full to do everything we need in the next few days, by which time we'll be near diesel. So the principle is why put extra weight on the roof for in our car when we don't need it. What will upset me, of course, is that this diesel will cost me probably 7p a litre. Just mind yourself in case there's any spill. 7p a litre. 7p a litre. It hurts. It worries me. I'm not paying enough. You getting in?
Sure. You're not getting Paul's hair wet, but we're getting his hat wet.
Stay there, James, stay there, catch.
No! We want some water in the pool, not out of the pool.
Would you like to replace our only sort of let them out?
Oh, I have seen The Incredibles. Tidal wave! Tsunami!
This campsite in Zagora is the most welcome thing after the last couple of days of rough camping, because for the first time we have little things like toilets, a swimming pool, showers and things like that. All the things that we just take for granted back home. There's other things like the sound of nature. You can hear the crickets and birds, dogs barking and people and streets, and it's very strange, but it's actually quite comforting to have that back after having 5 days of rough camping and not having any of it. Sahara itself is just a small town on the very edge of the Sahara, somewhat of a tourist outpost, the last piece of Morocco before wilderness and Algeria. There's not a lot here. It's got that kind of seaside town about it. It's just got tons of souvenir shops and Coca-Cola signs and Kodak camera and Kodak film signs. But it just feels like a town on the make. And you can tell that there's obvious market for it here. We're sharing a campsite with tons of Winnebagos of French and Spanish tourists, and there's money to be made, so they're all out to make it.
We're going to the local Land Rover garage.
Why?
Because we can.
You're excited about going?
Intrigued. I don't think excited is quite the right word.
And what exactly are we going there to buy?
Not going there to buy anything, we're just going to go and say hello. He's going to show us around his workshop, I expect, and offer us tea. Because we haven't had a cup for 10 minutes.
Alright. Good.
Good on.
No, let's go. Where are we going?
Okay.
It is.
Where are we going?
It's the carpet shop.
Oh, what a surprise.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Algeria du Sud.
Yeah. So help you find your way in the night. Use the stars. Yeah.
Yeah, but in there we cannot see the star from. In Mauritania we can see it.
Okay. Yeah.
The South Cross there, no. Algeria. Hannah, Mohammed.
So, Jack, you're talking about some jewellery for guys, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are a bit more delicate, 'cause some the chunky stuff I don't think she'd wear.
No, that's just exactly my thoughts. But this is these two.
Yeah,
I think
well,
quite
these are nice.
attractive.
This, I think she'd wear something like that.
This is the Berber silver you're looking for.
Yeah, something to die.
Yeah. It's nice actually. It's pretty.
I hope it's not too grannified.
That is, isn't it?
It's those two, maybe not. There's the stone. If you look at the stone, you see it moving.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that.
Yeah.
And she likes things like that. She bought a ring in Australia. The stone all moves, the content of it, and it is fascinating to look at.
Yeah.
Yes. No, thank you. Actually, the good ones are really expensive. Oh. I'll have to get the camera.
Yeah, but all said and done, we can Fez will be more than enough of this.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah.
100% is all camel wool, 100%, and is weaved and knotted and make not one by one. Look at the work. This is for the nomad family we live in the mountain. When it's very cold, we make this wall and it's very hot. Look at the work. Look, that is killing. camel leather too. Camel nice piece.
Interesting.
For have good things for your Fatima. Look, if you find, we make you one family price, one global price like the commerçant. When you come buy things, we make one global price. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
This is the wonderful world of bartering, and the part that most tourists enjoy the least. Whilst we are used to going into a shop, finding what we want, and paying a fixed price, here you must negotiate. It is an intimidating piece of theatre whereby you are made to feel like you are offending the seller or taking the food out of his children's mouths. But this is just part of the game, and it can go on for as long as you like. One way to succeed is to pick a price that you think something is worth and then stick to it as closely as possible. Of course, this is not easy in a currency that is not your own, but you must be prepared. I cynically believe that when the visa machine comes out at the end, it is less about whether or not you have been conned, but more about how much you have been conned by. You must be brave and be bold, for then you will have good things for your Fatima at one global good price.
So this is James, who hasn't passed his driving test yet, driving in the Sahara.
I hope we don't come across any police. We're just my luck.
So tell me, how does it feel to be driving in the Sahara?
It's very nice actually, it's very relaxing. It's incredible amounts of traffic, it's the only problem really. Making sure that
Let me just pan across to see whether I can see any of it.
Other drivers making sure they're aware of what you're doing.
Mirror signal manoeuvre.
Mirror signal manoeuvre. The gear changes, lots of gear changes. It's very good.
Side of the bulletproof glass.
You're in charge of the engine. Okay.
What?
Sit in and do what I told you. Right, check. What?
Okay, off we go. It's mining. What? Just couldn't stand that.
That's a bit of a risk, but would you like your Land Rover at the bottom there for you to take a picture of?
I'll think about that in a moment. Don't move yet. I'm just going to take a picture of you.
It's not bad.
أيها هذا
بوبوس
بوبو أتطكل تجاه هكذا نتطكلها
هاك
السنة جماعة
يا ولد جماعة قلبت لكم أتير
هذه وركوني هافات
أخي لا غادي نبدا سكاوي
وهذا سكاوين هنا كخلي هذا لس
You want to give him one to the chief, won't you?
لا ما كله بس ناني
خلاص
كله بس ناني
Is that with tin? I can't remember what's in. No.
No, it's a supplies board.
No, monsieur. Here.
مهين نقول مهين
C'est un cadeau pour toi?
Un cadeau. Donnez.
أيوة ميرسي ميرسي
We'll go without.
الجماعة كبيرة أنا كمان ما يجاكون
لكن تبارك الله
يقولون جاه يكون دوسانين
هذا
إيه
والسلام مني
بابو يكنان المفلسة كلان تدير الدغام شات هذه
خلاص ثلاث أربعة خلاص
وين ده ساس
عندي هندا
الكلات اللي أنت سجوا ويصير داخل خليهم إننا سكيت أنقارنا بها وارسل وتنمه أسجها
هاي إياه وارمس ترجع عثمان أما أنا كوسر هاي
هيك ينكر كذا لا ترى طفق بريه واسيل ولي
هو خلاص
كانت تتل هذا السلسلة
ايوه خلاص ايوه خلاص
شي ما رأيك
أن هذا شيء في السنة نفع
هذا شيء أيضا
لما يلا لكن ده سيده اللي دور فانت نطوفه
في الناس فوها تنوري دوال
وين ده هذا قال لك سوف وانطوطو
أصبرت
ترى هذاك سيكر بورق ناسي
أصبرت أشوف
أصبرت صديقة تصديق
كان
قولي وقت هم
اسمه السنسور وين ده
اش بدي جبار صار ما تبدا اماوي
أقل شيء
الجو أنا الجو كنت الجو
أقل في السالم اللي يجيب لي من دغلي
أقل
I'm probably on very bad form wearing a hat here, am I? Inside.
الكلام فلا أنا وين
I think you're overthinking it, Martin.
دغوان
Everybody else has got a hat.
هذا مش النار
Are they cute or are they cute?
Oh, for goodness sake, it's a meal.
توين ده نتي مجال سنسيدي
ايوه طلعت الجيت
What do they do? We don't get many around here. We get a lot of roots in the
سرس فكر إلى أن هكوات جاكوا أسا أكا أيوة تغير منك أنا ما يلي إكبر قلت مش هذا أصل بكياطي أفترض
يا تندي كستو خندي
أنا لا وتاجل وتروي جلندي
شو
Yeah, it is.
أما راهي أبر يوم ينسك صوت
وركدرتوها
وركدرتها
تكسي غسل
لكن الجيت مش ولا بدكري
تنتين ده جاء بس ما تدخلي سجاد غاسل
سال قاس صورتي لا رورتي جن الياضني وبتاع الياضني رورتي لا رورتي
أجمعك يا أخي تكتب دارتي
ما هنا غابتنا تودي غار الدسم وين ده وين بتيسي أخنيني تندو تصدق وين جلس يا وراء بابا وراء نغوة
Is there any use for the family?
Very good English.
I know.
Cadeau pour les enfants.
زانت هذا اللي واحد معنا
Comme ça. Comme ça.
هوندا وين؟ مدلاقاتي قلت حركة قلت حركة
Not really liking that.
واحد قبض يد الكابو واحد خولا واحد
ما حساسته. Says that's beautiful. You're going to have to explain it to the camera.
Well, I don't know what to explain. We seem to be joining a tag-along party with lots of other very happy people in 4x4s, locals. And I haven't got a clue what's going on, whether it's a wedding or I was going to say christening, but that seems unlikely. Glad I've done all my Guinness. Martin's beers aren't going to go far here, are they? We're wearing our shirts because it's the only way they're going to know that we're not local. So it's to make sure they know that we're.
It's the international language of joyriding.
But even you understand.
Even I understand.
We've come to Iraq from having spent 3 or 4 days out in the desert with our new guide, who was allegedly called Achille, but we're not sure. And our plan was to come to Iraq to gain fuel, water and a few bits and pieces before we set off again. However, it would turn out that Achille is related to some people having a wedding. We joined the back of the wedding procession in our Land Rovers, drove around the town for 20 minutes, and now we've pulled up at somebody's house. We've been invited in, we've had tea, we're going to be fed and watered, and we may have to dance and sing. But nevertheless, we've been invited in as guests to the wedding, which so far, so good.
Cappuccino.
What have you ordered?
I've ordered Nescafe that I had at the other place.
Okay. Miranda.
More. Listen. Yeah.
You all having one? Or?
No, two.
Don't blow.
Do you smoke or have you smoked?
عرفت شنو هما؟ هذا معسل تفاح.
We have to do this, it's really, really nice.
And then stop. Not in the coffee. Bomb phase, very bomb phase.
It's really strong.
When we see this swimming pool, we can note there are more than one oven. The ovens are fed from outside, and there's a kind of cylindrical shape where the water can be heated. The walls are covered with the terracotta to carry vapor. There are 4 rooms for sauna, 2 in this corner and 2 in the other corner. You can see the original flooring of the sauna where people relax, having olive massage, and the vapor is pumped underneath the flooring through the tubes of terracotta and the tile just to support the flooring.
Along the coast in Libya, we had to be joined by a policeman. He was supposed to be with us for the entire trip, but he wasn't really prepared to camp in the desert, so he joined us in the populated parts of the north instead. We were a little unsure of what he was meant to be policing, and we couldn't really ask because he didn't really speak English. He didn't smile much either, apart from when I said, "Come stai?" and he grinned and said, "Bene, bene."
Stand by you. 3 and 4.
Ooh.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Who's winning?
He just won.
Hey.
Tripoli Souk was pretty much abandoned, apart from tokenistic tourist shops and poorer merchants. UNESCO refused to grant it a World Heritage status, as the souk is rarely used for its original purpose. Yet like Nalut and the other western towns in Libya, the old part had not been demolished. The Libyan souk was nothing like those in Morocco or Tunisia. Whilst there was no hustle and bustle like Marrakesh, there was no bartering either. Everything had a fixed price, which made for a much easier shopping experience. Contrary to my expectations, I felt safe in Tripoli centre and felt it was much like any major European city. Whilst no one felt happy to speak openly about Gaddafi in public, including us as tourists, his image was plastered all over the city. Within a few years, his image was to be plastered all over the world.
Go. I've made some big mistakes in my life, but this is a small mistake, which I'm going to try now. It's a stale Kit Kat.
what my aunt won the lottery, where the whole town can come around to throw stones at me. When they're finished, if I can still breathe, ask me then how I am. Inez might say that I'm like trash paper in the wind. It's not so bad in Spanish, so throw me away, and I won't be hard to replace. There's a lot more like me. We're smart bears with bad hair and fake smiles, who will let you use and abuse us a while. We won't leave you 'cause that's not our style, but beware that we can smell your shit with our hyper-developed senses, and we won't stand for it. Oh no.
Due to an Algerian conflict with land in the east, we had to return back the way we came through Ain Salah. The town is a remarkable testament to the power and the scale of the Sahara. A giant dune is slowly creeping through the centre of the city, submerging buildings for a few years and then slowly leaving them in its wake. The locals almost treat it like a park and socialise upon it and use it as a meeting place. We headed back to Tunisia, where we would clean ourselves up before driving back through Europe towards our families.
shouldn't have bothered early, should I? Very impressive.
At this point, it was difficult as a tourist to predict what was coming to the region only months later.
Without you by my side to keep me warm, it's gonna be a long grey winter. But I know that true to form, I won't find the words to tell you that I like to dream that you're also dreaming about me. Is that gleam of hope in your eyes a mere reflection of mine? Or is a fire burning